Kingsman: The Secret Service is directed by Matthew Vaughn, a director of Kick-Ass and X-Men First Class, and stars Taron Egerton as Eggsy, whose father was part of this Kingsman Secret Service and has passed away, and 17 years has passed, and he is a street thug. And he has a future behind bars. He steals cars, gets in fights, and overall is making bad decisions in his life. And one day when he is in jail, he is bailed out by Colin Firth. And Colin Firth sees this potential in Eggsy and wants to recruit him to start training in the Secret Service of Kingsman and possibly become the next Kingsman if he has potential. And there is a lot of potential in Eggsy, and Eggsy starts to see this in himself and what it means to become a gentleman. At the same time, there is this evil billionaire, Valentine, played by Samuel L. Jackson, who has his own ideas about this new world and wants to take over the world. And this movie is amazing. It is a perfect throwback to the classic James Bond films, the spy films of the 60s and 70s, how cheesy they can be with weird plots and weird henchmen and weird villains. It is so fun. I really loved what Matthew Vaughn did here. He was able to take the modern look of spy films and the classic look of spy films and just really blend them perfectly together. This film has a perfect blend of classic and modern spy movies. You have Samuel L. Jackson, who has this lisp and he's wearing this side hat. Not your typical looking villain, and he has a henchwoman who has blades for feet. The first thing I thought about is how crazy these villains are, and we don't see that anymore. Take a look back at old classic James Bond villains. We had Jaws, who was massive and had these metal teeth. We had Blofeld, who had a cat and this scar on his eye, and he pet his cat. These are all weird villains that we kind of don't see anymore. Now we have these modern villains who buff and just want to fight. But I really like that he was able to take these classic villain styles and really make them work now. Also, there was gadgets that really felt like classic James Bond movies, but the fighting sequences were so crazy fun. It really felt like Kick-Ass. It was very bloody and gory at times. This film is so fun. It's very funny at times too. I think Taron Egerton and Colin Firth worked really well together. Very great performances. And what I really liked about Colin Firth is that he's a respected actor, and you don't kind of see him in this role. There's one scene towards the end where he is just kicking ass, and it is so fun. The soundtrack to this movie is very fitting. During the battle sequences, they have really fun poppy music, rock music that just fits into the battle sequences so well. This film is amazing. I highly recommend Kingsman: The Secret Service. If you guys love classic spy movies, it's a throwback, great gadgets, really fun fighting scenes, and crazy villains, crazy plots. It was overall a really fun film that I highly recommend. It is the first best film of 2015. I gotta say that if it was released in 2014 in October like it was supposed to, I think it would have had a good chance at being in my top 10 for the year, because this film was so fun. I had a big smile on my face the whole time I watched this film, and I'm a big fan of classic James Bond movies, and it just felt so perfect and so modernized, but had that same feeling of being that classic spy movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Kingsman: The Secret Service an A+. This is Just Watching Movies with his review of Kingsman: Secret Service, directed by Matthew Vaughn and starring Taron Egerton, Colin Firth, Samuel L. Jackson, Mark Strong, Mark Hamill. He was in there as well. So this Just Watches Movies, and I'll see y'all later.